With the general election approaching, Fine Gael was one of the first political parties in Donegal to hold their candidate selection convention in the county. The two Donegal constituencies of Donegal North East and Donegal South West are merging to form one constituency, with the overall number of TDs in the county reduced from 6 to 5. With Deputy Denny McGinley having decided that he would not contest the next general election, left both Minister Joe McHugh and Councillor John Ryan to forward their names as candidates. However, after much thought, Councillor John Ryan withdrew his name, which saw Minister McHugh being selected on the night.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be a difficult election, and people take a general election very, very seriously, and no different to any other election or a local election. And one of the big things that came out of the local election was it was a mid-term review. It was a mid-term review for performance. We lost a lot of very good councillors because the electorate believed we were going in the wrong direction. So that was an opportunity. Unfortunately, there were a lot of casualties. I lost a lot of close colleagues on the council. But as a result of that mid-term election, we have changed things. And what I'm hoping that the fact that we will be rewarded for the maturity of putting up our hands and saying we made mistakes in certain sectors, that we get rewarded equally for bringing the country around. Because there was one question on the minds of people before on the 2011 doorsteps, and that was, can you sort the economy? Can you bring it around? So it's not around in the place where I would like it, but it's around in a place where we can build upon it. And I'm going to be hoping that we build on the track record, both nationally and particularly locally. Even when we had very little revenue, we were able to deliver $3 million for the Cockle Bridge, a bridge that was been campaigned for something like 65 years. We've been invested very heavily in the Wild Atlantic Way. We're investing heavily in Letterkenny General Hospital and in education. So I'm going to be standing in the doorsteps and pointing to my track record, both locally and nationally.
Deputy McGinley, who represented Donegal South West since 1982, also served as a Minister for State for Celtic Affairs. Denny tells us why he stood down.
Well, I've been there for 34 years next February, and it was a very interesting life and very challenging, and it was a great privilege to have been there for that time, representing the people of Donegal, election after election. And I suppose you do miss the buzz, all right, to say, but the time comes in one's life where you have to decide to step aside and make room for some other people to come along, particularly younger people. And there's very few TDs get 34 years in the Dáil air now. Indeed, some of them might get a term or two. So I was fortunate that I got such a long term in the Dáil, and I'd like to thank, of course, the organisation and the friends I made for making sure that I was returned election after election.
Fine Gael hope to add a second candidate in the coming weeks. Shane Wallace for Donegal TV at the Radisson Hotel, Letterkenny.